Hello, my name is Robert Lawson. This is a safety committee meeting, November 10th, 2020. It's approximately around 7 o'clock. And I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Robert Lawson,
That's me.
Esther Boyd,
Here.
and Kiana Trabue.
Oh, Kiana isn't here, so I need a motion to excuse Kiana Tribune from the meeting tonight.
I make a motion to excuse Kiana Trabue from the meeting tonight, November 10th, 2020.
Do I have to second it?
Yes.
I'll second it. Okay, at this time, I'd like to give council a chance to go over the disposal of minutes, September 8th, 2020.
Hey y'all.
Hello.
Hey there.
Hey, Mayor.
Hey Bobby, how you tonight? Hey Monica.
Hello, hello.
Hey Ryan back there. Pam, Doobie. Hey all of y'all.
Hey, Mayor.
Would anybody like to make a motion on the minutes from last meeting?
I make a motion to accept the minutes from September 8th, 2020.
I'll second them.
And all ayes.
And our ayes.
Aye.
Okay, first on tonight's agenda, we have the police division. And we're going to go with Chief Pillman. You there? You could take over from there with staffing updates.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Just give you a staffing update. We had 3 members of the police division out with COVID. 2 members have returned. I still have a 3rd member out. So we're dealing with that internally. I believe the other individual should be back after he received a release from his doctor's note. So we're still dealing with that. We're trying to make sure that the station is completely sanitized and we don't have any more officers go out with COVID, but that's out of our control if they have contact with someone else. So we want to make sure at least that the department is sanitized and we're not furthering the spread. Any questions on that?
No, Chief, I don't have any questions. I just want to make sure that we are making sure that we are saying to our staff the importance of our crowds that perhaps we're hanging with. I don't know where that's traced at. We just want to make sure that we are being careful of our places that we be. I think you will agree and everybody else would agree. But I'm glad
Right.
that 2 of them are back.
Right, I agree with that. However, I don't know if it's through work or through their social contacts.
Right.
However, that gets traced through Hamilton County Health
Right.
Department.
Okay.
So information is with them.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm glad the 2 of them are back though.
You know, likewise.
Yeah.
The other thing, if you haven't heard about the serious auto accident that occurred down on a lot of Skylines where the vehicle flipped and the individual was trapped underneath. And I want to say that the fire department did an excellent job with recovering the individual, and that scene didn't turn out to be something much worse. But the individual was an OVI. The car flipped several times. You can see it on Skyline's camera. So that's being investigated currently. Reports been taken on that. And that was the same night that we were already tied up with our homicide incident. That occurred around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
So we were stretched pretty thin that night.
Okay.
You guys already know about the homicide on Panola, which is currently under investigation.
Thank you.
We reviewed some applications for some police applicants. Were there any questions in between that? Anybody?
Yeah, I was going to give everybody a check. Were there any questions for Chief to this point? All right, go ahead, Chief.
Okay. We had 2 applications in. We had the manager take a look at them, but apparently they didn't fit our core values. So we had to re-advertise. for the position of police officer. We also are currently looking for some guidance on the replacement of Miss Rhodes. There's now November, mid-November, and we need to understand what we're going to do with the position. That's something we could talk offline, Mayor, if you choose to reach out to me, but we need to know what we're going to do with that.
Chief, I'll give you a call first thing in the morning.
Okay. That's all I really have for our department. We did receive some stuff from Tim. He helped out with all the departments getting the sanitizer so we can spray our areas in between cleaning. So we do have some stuff from we received through the COVID grant that's come in, I think the last 2 weeks, to help out with sanitizing our workstations. So I appreciate Tim doing that and us getting that equipment in there. So that helps out to keep the station as sanitized as we can through our methods. So
Good.
I appreciate that.
Good.
And that's all I have to update council or the safety. Unless they have questions of me, I can entertain those now.
Are there any questions for the chief? Chief, I just want to take time. We know you're kind of short-staffed down there with the COVID and everything, and we do appreciate your service, your fine service for the community. So just keep up the good work, and if there's anything that you need to reach out with council for, feel free to do so. You know my office number, or you could just call me direct. Right now I'm at home. I'm on 14 days myself because my wife, she tested positive. So if you have any questions or if you need anything, feel free to reach out.
Okay, thank you. We want you guys to stay safe.
Thanks.
Okay, fine job. Now we'll go on to fire department. I see Ryan down there. Well, I don't see Ryan, but I think he's joined us.
I think Ryan is on. I did speak with the chief about 6:30 tonight, Brother Chair. And he indicated that he did not have any updates for you. However, he was still dealing with the accident, I believe, down at the Family Dollar, I thought he said. And I see Fourth and Chief May can ring in on that. I'm not for sure where that accident happened, but he is dealing with that right now. But he has nothing to report as of right now. He did mention that the fire department is in need of bulletproof vests, but I think that that's something that they talk with the police department about. And so I think that they probably can get together with the manager and have that conversation.
Right, I got an email from Carter, Deputy Fire Chief, about the ballistic helmets. The vests they should already have unless they want additional ones, but I believe the email I received was for ballistic helmets for
okay.
First responders, the EMS guys. They have the vests, so
Okay.
it would be helpful if they had the ballistic helmet also.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, any questions? I guess there's no more questions. We're already down to new business. So if at any time, if anybody wants to chime in, is there any new business?
The only thing that I ask is that we don't take off the radar. Couple things is, Chief, we talked about the traffic going into the Dairy Queen, and I know that the Dairy Queen is closed, but come the spring, kind of being ahead of that. I see that as a safety issue down on the pike. Is there any way, and how did that happen? How was that permitted to happen?
Well, it's happening because they're doing good business down there.
I understand, but at the end of the day, I'm talking about the safety coming down Springfield Pike in the afternoon, late in the afternoon. The traffic is stacking. That's not what we have. We don't have a stacking lane for them.
I think that's going to require a conversation through your office with the owners of that business. Let them know what your concerns is. Because there was signage that we were asked to put up that I believe that Mr. Brown put up that was on behalf of the request of the manager from last year to address that issue. I don't know how effective that was, but apparently it's still on the radar of council. So
Right.
I would think they just need to reach out to the owner of Dairy Queen and let them know what the concerns is on behalf of the village with the traffic.
Well, as a police chief, do you see a concern with the
Well, I know that it
safety of the
slows-
traffic?
I know that it slows down there. We've not had any accidents at that location because of the slowing down. It's more of an inconvenience to get to that point in the later evening when you got 2 lanes flowing south and all of a sudden you got the people turning in there to patronize the business. So I would think it would either require a conversation from the manager to make them aware that that is a concern, but lawfully or legally, can we do anything about that? I don't see anything that we could do other than what we've done already by placing signage, and maybe they could have someone out there directing traffic.
Where is the signage at, chief?
That's what I was going to
Where
ask.
is the signage?
I believe the signage is
I
just
feel him, Tim, but
it should have been placed just before the entrance of that business to warn people that the traffic is going to slow down ahead. And I believe that's what the signage says, that traffic, beware of traffic coming to a slower pace ahead or something to that effect.
Okay,
Just to warn the motorists that you may be stopping frequently in that lane, something to
okay,
that effect.
Is
okay.
there- Hey, Chief,
Okay.
I wanted to ask you something real quick. I see your hand, Ms. Boyd. Is there a signage on the pike for when they're coming from, I guess they'll be coming from Tri-County as they're going to Wyoming, and the lane merges into one lane of traffic? Is there a visible sign on, as far as on the Woodlawn side of it, that the traffic is merging to one lane?
Yes,
I
it is.
believe there is a merging sign,
Yes, it is.
merging roadway sign there.
Yes.
On the Woodlawn side. I believe it's before Skylines to warn motorists about
Right.
that the lane is going to be shifting over.
I could see where that could be a little problem as
That's the
far as
problem.
Brian is saying, with the traffic coming, because it just congested so quick. So I'm in agreement with Brian. We should probably try to spearhead that in some kind of way. Pam, you had a question?
Well, just to piggyback what you said, I missed that merge just yesterday. I forgot that it turned into one lane and I didn't see the
Ooh.
sign until I was up there. I mean, nothing happened, thank goodness, but it is easy to, assume that it's still 2 lanes and it's not.
And you just keep going right there. to
It's
the
almost needs something flashing, but
That's what
I was
thinking.
gonna say about Dairy Queen. When permits are given out on this, this is my question. When a permit, I guess the first question is, do they have to have a permit to get a drive-through? Does that have to be approved when you want to add a drive-through to your business like that? Because there wasn't a drive-through before, so.
I want to believe to say yes.
It's always been a drive-through there.
No,
It's
it
under
hasn't.
new management.
Oh,
It's
no,
just-
it wasn't. It
Huh?
wasn't a
No.
drive-through. No. So that was my question. When you have a business, do you have to get a permit to get a drive-through?
I
There's
believe
been
so.
a drive-through there for some time.
But what
That's
Pam
not-
is saying, Chief, I believe what Pam is saying, it has not always been one. So when they added the drive-through, that's to me when the issue became an issue with the traffic flow and how it is stacking on Springfield Pike. When
Yeah, I
Shirley
just
was there,
wondered
they
if
never
it
had
was
a drive-through.
Right,
I've
so
always known it to have that drive-through window because I patronized it myself several times years back. That window has always been there. That's not new construction. They've
Chief,
always
what-
had that window.
Chief, I hate to say this, but I grew up at Dairy Queen right here in Woodlawn, and it's never been a drive-through. Mr. Burkhalter, Mr. Lawson will tell you the
Right.
same.
Right. You're right, Brian.
Yes.
Oh.
So I
Well-
was just going, do you
I understand
You have
that. I'm
other-
just telling you from the
authorization.
aspect of the law enforcement aspect of it, is that window has always been there. So whether
Okay.
it's been a drive-through or not, and they didn't go through the proper things to establish to be a drive-through, then that's
Yeah.
something that's got to go through the council to determine that. But that window's
where I was
always been
going-
there.
where I
Right.
was going with that is if it was permitted, that's where I'm going there. So if it was permitted, did whoever permitted it, which would have been the village, is that right? They would
Well-
obtain a permit through somebody, right? So you
It
would
would have
have
had to
to
be
take
possibly planning.
consideration. Okay, so you can only get so many cars in the drive-through at once. So at some point, I was just trying to look at the liability piece of it, but that's where I was going, is trying to understand if there was do you have to have a permit to get a drive-through? If
Okay.
so, you know, you'd have to go through, I would assume it would be Woodlawn, which will be us at some point. And then who looks at the specs of that? Because it is a very short, you know, it sits close to the street, probably can only get so many cars through there. So at some point, it could be a problem, which is where we are now. So that's where I was going.
Okay.
Thank you.
Miss Boyd?
Thank you. I was gonna say also, a flashing light might be good at that spot too. Is there some way it could be a flashing light that could be activated once you got cars in the street or something, some type of technology? But also,
I don't think we want to do too much with it.
Excuse me?
I don't think we want to do too much flashing with the fire department down there.
Oh, okay. But you might want to get somebody to come in to see what, maybe there could be a redesign. I have no idea, but I definitely agree that you should get with
Or traffic
the
study?
owner and figure out something that can be done safe.
I think we got time for it. It's good food for thought. It's something we can table for
Okay.
maybe the next safety meeting.
Right.
You must remember too that it's COVID and they've closed. You can't walk up to the window anymore. There's more stacking. One
Well,
time they open through.
right. But this was even prior to. This is kind of something that I have been noticing probably for the last year. And again, I get the whole COVID, but we got to think about safety, motor safety out there. But again, I'm gonna take the recommendation from the chief and see where we need to go from there and bring it back to the committee.
Yeah, and I think you should do that immediately. I know that they're closed till next spring,
Right,
but yeah, I think that should be done immediately.
right.
And I'm sure the owner knows that too, and knows that they're probably got to brainstorm just because of the business that they have gotten,
Right.
and they don't want anything to happen as
Right.
well. Just
Right.
because somebody's waiting in their drive-through to do business,
Right.
I'm sure they don't want
Yeah.
kind of accidents or anything like
Right. Okay, thanks. Good stuff.
I got something I forgot to mention.
Uh-oh.
Stop sign at Timberview Court and Timberland. The homeowners association spoke about that, and we got a real bad speeding problem on Timberland coming in and going out. There was a recommendation that if we could get a stop sign placed at Timberview Court and Timberland, that would at least break it up coming in as well as coming out. There was also a discussion about getting a speed sign that Mr. Brown from Public Works stated that he has funds in his account that he can get a solar sign. And we have been discussing it also with the homeowners association to purchase the other sign so that we could work on getting two signs as well as the stop sign placed there. So that's kind of some discussion we want to have discussed during this meeting, that we're looking to put a solar speed sign there, as well as getting consideration to have a stop sign, making it a three-way stop coming into Timberland from Chester Road and going out to Chester Road, right there at Timberland Drive.
Hey, Chief, how much are those, the solar stop signs you're referring to? Are they expensive?
They're about $4,000.
I have to purchase so we can maybe move them around, because they run the stop signs over on that side too.
Mr. Brown has the information. They're about $4,000. The homeowners association is considering purchasing the other one, but if we can get the village, well, Mr. Brown said he has funds to purchase one from Public Works to place on that street, but they're about $4,000 and they're solar powered. So you don't have to have anything other than the sun to run it. And every now and then, just make sure the battery is maintained, but it will definitely slow down the traffic. You've seen them before. Wyoming's got several of them. Several communities have them, just so they don't have to place up any additional electricity. They just go with the solar power.
Okay, food for thought. Go ahead, Mayor.
So, well, Chief, I totally understand the safety all around, but we're talking about one street. And as Mr. Lawson just indicated, and as you could come up to my corner, They are coming from Riddle Road, the corner of Riddle Road, coming down Joliet, as if they're on the freeway.
Sounds like you need a solar sign.
So we have more issues around the entire village that perhaps could use something like that, maybe where you feel that are highly needed, in addition to the one on Timberland. What do you
We
think?
can use those throughout the villages. It's just that we identified that area as being a problem spot at this moment. Now that you bring it up, we should budget to have those placed strategically throughout the village, and we should be planning to do that in 2021, 2022. Those are just little items that we should look at having added to our campus to improve the safety of it.
Cause Chief, I know we had, at one point we had discussed, I think, stop sticks or speed bumps or something. We was trying to slow down
Speed
traffic.
bumps.
Yeah, if there was a way to,
I hate speed bumps.
yeah, you know, we could just rotate the sign around where Chief feels it's needed. I think that might save the village some money and cost of saving and safety.
I agree with these solar stop signs or whatever you need for the children as well. You got a lot of children walking around in both neighborhoods. I totally agree with that.
Well, if we identify the areas that we think they need to be placed, I think our committee should be working towards establishing funding and then establishing it to be placed there. It's just a matter of getting the signs. We could probably get them at a discounted rate if we buy more than one.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
So Chief, are you saying that the homeowners association may be purchasing the solar stop sign?
No, the solar speed sign. The stop sign is a request that I'm making to the safety committee to put at, because it requires council to regulate, you're regulating the conditions of a road, and that has to be put in the codified ordinance. So we're regulating the condition of a road with regards to how traffic flows. And we want to get a stop sign with the stop bar at Timberview Court and Timberland Drive. That will slow down the individuals coming in because once they come off Chester, they're rolling. Once they get off Chester and get past Timberview Court, they're rolling all the way back to the cul-de-sac, and they're moving. So we're just trying to slow that down.
Okay.
So we get the stop sign there. That is minimum to no cost because that just requires Public Works to place the stop sign and put the stop bar down. That just requires council to give the thumbs up or thumbs down to say, yeah, we see that that's a need for that. But that initially, there's no cost associated with that other than Mr. Brown having his team go out there and put that stop sign up because we have stop signs down at the barn.
Okay, I don't really see that being an issue with a stop sign being purchased to put over there on that corner of Timberland. But I just want to kind of go backwards because if you have identified and you are a resident over there of all the speeding, and me and Mr. Lawson are saying that we are witnessing the same thing in the Fairlawn subdivision, what are we going to do what is this committee going to address to do for both?
Can I speak?
Can I say something?
Can I speak? Wait,
Hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Ms. Boyd.
Yeah, nobody sees
Go
my
ahead, Ms. Boyd.
But I was just going to say, Chief, can we get some kind of, I don't know, your committee or somebody to assess that all around the village? Because I agree. I'm worried about children, of course. And, but I agree that we do have, we have areas that are speeding problems. So can we is there some way we can get some kind of a team to go around or assess where we need these stop signs? Or
we could do that, but I'm hearing from the mayor and Mr. Lawson that the Fairlawn is a area of concern. These signs can be placed there temporarily.
Oh, okay.
They can be attached to the existing signs there. They just can be mounted there,
okay.
Or they can be placed there permanently. So if you want a permanent solution, because as you know, people are going to speed when there's nobody there. So
Right.
As we came up here to try to enforce the speed limits, obviously there was no speeding. But as soon as we go away, it picks
Right.
back up.
Right.
Go ahead.
So
Go
I
ahead,
think we
Cam.
can address the entire village can be addressed through that solar sign because they're portable. They can be moved around, but I don't know if we want to be moving around because after a while that could cause some problems with the life of the sign. I would rather it be there permanently. So if there's a problem in the Fairlawn area, I would say identify that and we put a permanent solar sign in that area. And as we continue to go along, we find another area of concern, put another permanent sign
Yeah,
in that
I
area.
agree with that. I agree with that.
Well, I just identified the one on Joliet, Chief.
Right.
Joliet?
Joliet.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Cam.
I just wanted to piggyback on what Chief had said. This all came about in a Woodview Homeowners Association meeting. We had a couple meetings these last couple months, and the residents as well as the officers of the Woodview Homeowners Associations are the ones who brought it to the attention of the residents that there had been a lot of speeding that was going up and down Timberland Drive. So it wasn't, I think Chief just brought it up, but this has been a discussion just in those meetings that there was issues or concerns about speeding on Timberland Drive. That's where it all started. It's from the Woodview Homeowners Association meeting. And I know that there's other concerns that we definitely need to talk about and look into, but that's where it all started. It wasn't Chief, it was the homeowners of Woodview who had concerns about the speeding and was trying to come up with a resolution and ideas to try to slow down a lot of the speeding that has been going on up and down Timberland Drive.
Right.
Good point.
Good.
That's it, Ms. Boyd.
Do they have, Chief, do they have some new innovative technology? Like you're saying, the solar signs, do they have other technology that we might be able to find a way to put throughout the village that helps with the speeding?
Yeah, they have those portable speed trailers that you could move around.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have one, but it's out of service right now. Our portable speed trailer is out of service and it needs to be serviced because we have that right now. Currently, it's just out of service.
Because I'm going up Mayview Forest, I've seen people speed, and you put a stop sign out there for the the Arnold Drive, but there's a lot of places I think, again, I'm thinking about children and older people, people who are walking.
Our residents.
They're definitely our residents, period.
Regardless of age,
But I
our
say
residents.
Hey, Chief, you should come up with.
About children, and I know children catch a school bus,
Right.
but they wait on the corner for school buses, and then with their recreation, they walk around as well, and everybody. But it's a problem, I think. Not a problem, but something. Some smart technology.
Excuse me, Chief. You should come up. Maybe you should have some kind of awareness. Maybe we should do some T-shirts. Maybe we should do some buttons or something. Not only should we come up with just saying it. Sometimes, like if you see stuff, you do it. You have a more appreciation of doing it. And then if I see Miss Fitzgerald with a T-shirt on that say, "Woodlawn suggests maybe to stop speeding. We're on some kind of stop speeding kick." Maybe let's try that approach. Just a suggestion.
Well, they have a sign up there that says "Drive as if your children are out here" or something, don't they, Chief? Around Arnold Drive.
It might be more effective if I see it on a T-shirt or somebody. If Lil John's at the rec center and he has a shirt on that says "Don't speed before you even get into your car," and then we could use the money for something else. Let's at least try. I know Brian to get a T-shirt. I know I get one. Just food for thought.
It is. I like it.
Are there any more new questions or new business? If not, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight.
I second.
Thank you, everybody.
All eyes.
Oh, I second. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Have a good night and have a safe night. Stay safe, everyone.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.